Hey YouTube, this is Jupiter James. Welcome to the astrology side to my channel. Today we're gonna get into the second house of astrology. The second house is the theme of what's important to you, what your morals, your values, your family lineage, how you spend your money, and what is important to you, if that makes sense. So let's get into it. So the first sign in the second house is going to be Aries. Aries in the second house, I'd say that this person probably prides themselves on being an individual. The morals and the values that they do have and that they do hold, they will fight for them. Like Aries is a very competitive, warlike sign. So in my head, when it sits in the house of morals, I'd assume that that would be someone who values individuality, fighting for what they feel is right and what their opinions are. They'll be the ones fighting for what they think is true or false. So, what else? They probably spend money very quickly. Like if they see something before, they probably spend money super quick. Like if Aries is in the second house, they probably spend money very quickly and very selfishly. They're probably very, they keep their money to themselves and they don't like to share their money. Write down in the comments below if you have Aries in the second house. If you have Aries in the second house, let me know. I would love to see how that energy plays out. But yeah, the themes that Aries in the second house would give is like, the person probably values being an individual. They probably will fight for what they feel is right. They probably spend money very quickly, and they spend it very selfishly, like on themselves. Like it's hard for them to like spend money on other people because they're like, this is my money, I fought for this money, like this is mine. So like that's Aries in the second house. Okay, moving on to Taurus in the second house. This is actually the sign of Taurus. So this person would be very, this house is ruled by Taurus. So Taurus feels at home in this house. So whenever you see Taurus in the second house, just know that this person is really good with money. They're very good at having a stable income. Their morals and their values they're probably very stubborn. They're probably someone who's very grounded though. They're very grounded in the way that they think and the opinions that they consume. Their head is probably very on the ground when it comes to what they think, what they believe, and how they express those opinions. They are probably really good at banking. So, and they probably have come from a family who was very stable as well. They're just very dependable when it comes to like, they value being someone who is stable and dependable and consistent. They probably value consistency and building things over time. They love money and banking, and they're probably very good at building assets and money because Taurus is at home in the second house. So yeah, moving on to Gemini. Gemini in the second house will be someone who probably values communication. They probably love communication and spreading ideas and having ideas heard. They are probably also someone who probably values socialization, but I think this is more on they're definitely gonna be someone who values communication, values ideas, values intellect. And when it comes to their money, they're probably someone who thinks hard about spending whatever they're gonna spend. So yes, they may spend it frivolously, they may spend it not so frivolously, but whatever they do, they have thought long and hard about how they are gonna spend whatever they're gonna spend. They've probably thought about it like all night before they went and bought that bag of chips at the bodega, you know? So that's Gemini in the second house. All right, so Cancer. Cancer in the second house is, Cancer is a very mothering sign. It's ruled by the moon. So this person's money probably will fluctuate. It probably will be, they will spend their money on things that they feel emotionally connected to, or things that would make them feel good, or their friends and family feel good. They're probably the person who is spending money on like their friends and their family, because remember, Cancer is a very nurturing and mothering sign. And so in order to mother someone, which they probably most likely feel very important about, that's a value of theirs, is mothering and being a nurturing figure or nurturing person in their group, they will probably spend money to facilitate nurturing and helping said group that they're in. So yes, that's Cancer in the second house. Leo in the second house would probably be someone who is very prideful. They probably value expressing themselves very boldly and loudly, and they probably love, you know, they value being adored, and they think that what they do should have monetary compensation for it. So whatever they show should bring attention and monetary value to it. That's Leo in the second house. They are probably also someone that, like, when it comes to money, you could probably see that they just got money. Does that make sense? Like, because Leo is like, here I am, right? Leo is spotlight here. And this being in a money house, you'll probably be able to see, boom, they got money. It's very showy. They're not very showy to be showy with their money, but they are very, like, you can see it. The money is on them. It's in your face, you know? So they look like they've got money. Does that make sense? So that's Leo in the second house. And they're probably like very prideful. They probably have very big hearts, and they probably take care of their families, and they have very good, strong values that are very Leo and lioness, like royal. They have very royal values, like they're kingly. They're probably very kingly or queenly, like very regal in a sense, like when it comes to how they express themselves and what they think about and what their opinions are. So that's Leo in the second house. Virgo in the second house is going to be someone who values being of service to others, making situations that are chaotic, maybe very organized. They probably value being an asset or someone who is behind the scenes, tinkering away, probably like an IT technician, who they probably value that they have the knowledge and the skills that will help a company or help an organization thrive better. Wherever Virgo is, it lends the theme of I'm gonna help you do it better. You know, I have the facts and the analysis and the spreadsheets and the wherewithal to help you make this organized mess a little better. That's that's Virgo in the second house. Virgo is going to be someone who values being an asset in the sense of, I'm gonna take your situation and make it better. When it comes to money, they're probably someone who has all their ducks in a row. They're probably got a 777 credit score. They have crunched the numbers. They probably got spreadsheets. They probably have a budget of what they're gonna spend that week, that month, that year, that quarter. Like, when it comes to their money, they're probably so analytical and by the book that it is probably very, like, if some people see it, you'd be like, that is a bit extreme. But that's Virgo in the second house. They're very organized, they probably have perfected the energy of attaining money, keeping money, and growing money. And that's Virgo. Boom, that's it. So Libra in the second house. Libra in the second house is going to be someone who values harmony. They're going to be someone who values justice and following what's right. They probably are always thinking about, fairness and who has the shorter end of the stick and how to level the playing field. Whenever they are in a friend group or a family setting, they're going to be someone who wants to step on the scene to make things harmonious and peaceful and loving. They're probably someone who values like interior design or making things aesthetically beautiful. It's probably one of the things that they value or that they care about. Their morals are gonna lie more in the sense of just like beauty and fairness. Beauty and fairness is what they care about. When it comes to their money, they are probably very balanced when it comes to their money. They will spend money on things that make them beautiful. They will spend money on things that will keep the peace. And yeah, I think that's Libra in the second house for sure. So Libra second house values beauty, fairness, justice, harmony, and when it comes to their money, they are going to be someone who will spend their money on making things aesthetically beautiful, making themselves aesthetically beautiful, and spending their money on things that would probably keep the peace. Like if they were able to give Peter, who's supposed to pay Paul, more money, just so that they don't fight, they'll go, look, here's the extra $5 that he owes you. Let's just get along. Like they'll spend money in that sense to keep the peace. Yeah. Scorpio in the second house. Scorpio in the second house is going to be someone who is probably very secretive with their money. They probably don't want you to know how much money they actually have. Like you'll never know. You won't know if they're broke, rich, poor, wealthy. You just will never know. Their money probably lies very deep to them, and so do their morals. Their morals are just as deep as the secrets that they hold when it comes to their money. So they're probably not going to be someone who tells you right off the bat what they deem is moral or good or bad in the world. They'll probably just keep it to themselves. You'll probably have to, over time, not pry it out of them, but make them feel safe enough and that you're worthy enough of what they believe is right or true or moral in their mind, because they just, they don't want to tell you yet. They don't know if you're worthy to let you know how deep their morals go. So that's Scorpio in the second house. It is someone who you will never know how much money they have, and when it comes to their morals and their values, you won't know that. You won't know that either until you won't know that either, because you just gotta stick around and show them that you're worthy of knowing those. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but you're just not gonna know. You're not gonna know. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. That is so funny. Sagittarius in the second house. So this is gonna be someone who values truth and philosophy and learning, and they love different cultures. They love traveling. They probably find they probably grow their moral compass and their moral fortitude on traveling the world and acquiring different facets of life, what different cultures experience, and then that will shape what they believe in their mind is right, wrong, bad, not bad, because Sagittarius is a very it's a very worldly sign. It's a very traveling. They value diversity. They value philosophy. They value truth. So this is someone who will not like a liar. That's one thing I will say, is that if you see Sagittarius in the second house, do not lie to them. If you lie to them, you're done. And more times than not, they'll know you're lying. Wherever Sagittarius is, in whatever field, whatever theme it is in, Sagittarius knows in that field if you're lying or not. They know. They just know. And they want you to come clean. They're giving you the chance to be honest about it. Even if they know, they would rather you be true about the lie than to lie about the lie. Yeah, so they value traveling, they value culture, they value truth, justice. They probably love health and fitness as well. It's something that's probably near and dear to their heart. When it comes to money, they'll spend their money on a plane ticket like that. That's probably where all their money is going, on traveling. Yeah, that's on a ticket, on a on a plane ride, first class, coach. Just get me on the plane out of here. Like that's Sagittarius. In the second house, I mean. Sagittarius second house. They value traveling. When it comes to their money, they're probably they probably got a lot of money because they've been very lucky. They've been very, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, they've probably been very blessed when it comes to their money. They probably, yeah, they're very blessed and they're probably very wealthy, which is why they can spend all this money on these trips, you know? Lucky Sag in the second. Can I have some? Shit. Okay, so Capricorn in the second house is Capricorn in the second house is gonna be very wealthy, very rich, very, like they've got the money. They value success. They value getting to the top of that corporate ladder. They value having assets and investments and probably Bitcoin up the yin yang. They probably they when you see Capricorn in the second house, put a ring on it immediately. Come on, put a ring on it. That's wealth. That's wealth for sure. And not only wealth, but on a more serious sense, they probably are someone. The reason why I say put a ring on it is because not only are they going to be have a lot of money, but they're also going to be very traditional. They're going to be someone who wants the picket fence with a Porsche in the driveway though. Like they are very traditional, and that's who wouldn't want that, you know? Like, come on. Like, so if you see that Capricorn second house, if you're a Capricorn in the second house, slide in the DMs. Slide in the DMs. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, so Aquarius in the second house is going to be someone who values humanity. Their mind and their morals are always on the collective, the world at large. They're going to be someone who probably doesn't think about themselves a lot, but they think about the world. They think about how to better the world and how to progress the world forward. They're going to be probably an inventor or someone who is like a scientist, because their mind, their morals, their values is gonna be in a very futuristic, progressive sign. So yeah. They are probably very rebellious when it comes to money. They're probably very detached from their money. So whether they have it or they don't have it, money doesn't really influence them, if that makes sense. Like money is just like, they're detached from that. Like, and that could be a good thing or a bad thing. It just depends on how it manifests within the chart with other placements. But this person, what I can say is they're gonna be someone who's there's someone who probably wakes up and they're like, what's going on with the world? How can we make this better? Like, what do I gotta do? What do I gotta invent? What do I gotta say? What do I gotta be? What do I gotta do to make the world better? Like, that is Aquarius in the second house. And they're not thinking about money either. If what they do brings them money, sure, but they're not thinking about that. What their main goal is, how do I help? How do I bring something to the table that can push humanity forward? Pisces, last sign. So Pisces in the second house, wherever Pisces is, it's going to be very nebulous. It's going to be very detached in the sense that it's just like, so this person probably values creativity. They probably are someone who values spirit and spirituality. They're probably someone who is very spiritual. When it comes to their money, they're probably they probably don't think about money a lot, and they probably spend it out of the drop of a hat, but money probably finds them because Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. So even though they're probably very bad at money, they just get money. Like, they manifest it out of thin air because they've been blessed with Jupiter in the second house, you know? So, and wherever Pisces is, it's like, Pisces is that sign that is just like, you know, I want to smoke some weed and I don't care about what's going on. I don't care. I just want to get closer to spirit. So that's where that theme of like out of touch head in the clouds, smoke weed, you know, spirituality is in a money house. It's in a morals and values house. So it's like the person probably values smoking weed and saying, I don't give a fuck about the world. But when it comes to their money, they're probably the same way, but they still get money somehow, some way, because Jupiter is blessing them, and Jupiter is a very lucky sign. So yeah, that was my signs for the second house. My name is Jupiter James. Slide down below if any of these things resonated with you, or if you have any more inputs on what you think certain signs are in the second house. You let me know where your second house is, and I would love to tell you more info on what your second house means for your sign. So remember, I do birth chart readings, general readings, career, love, destiny readings. If anyone wants a reading, just look in my comments and my description box below, and I would love to give you a reading and help you out in whatever you're going through in life. So my name is Jupiter James, and I am signing off till my next video, and I will see y'all on the flip side. Bye.